there are 5 log rules that we need to know. And the first one is that ln or log of a number plus log of another number equals the log of a times b. So how does that show up in questions, right? So you'll see an algebraic question where it will say find x, and they'll give you a question like this. So they'll say ln 3 plus ln x equals ln, say, 12. So in order to do that, we need to use this rule. We know that because we are adding these two ln terms here, we can combine them and write it as ln 3 times x. And then we just let this equal what it already is, which is ln 12. Now from here, because we're doing ln on both sides, we can make the brackets equal each other, where we're essentially doing e to the power of ln on both sides. So when you do e to the power of that and e to the power of that on both sides, that cancels and we get 3x equals 12. And now dividing by 3, we're going to get x equals 4. One other thing to keep in mind is that you cannot do ln of a negative number. So whenever you get an answer, we just want to check that when you put that back into the bracket, that the bracket is still positive. So here, 4 is a positive number, so that is our final answer. The second rule that we have for ln is that ln a minus ln b equals ln a divided by b. And again, let's look at a question that you could get where you have to use this rule. So if you had ln 14 minus ln x equals ln 7. So again, we can combine this by using this rule here, and we can say that this is the same as ln of 14 divided by x equals ln 7. And now again, because we're doing ln on both sides, we can make the brackets equal each other. So we're going to get 14 divided by x equals 7. And from here, if we swap these, we know that 14 divided by 7 will give us x. So x is 14 divided by 7, which is 2. And now the last thing is to check that our bracket stays positive when you sub in your answer. And yes, it does. So that is a correct answer. The third log rule that we need to know is that ln of a to the power of b is the same as b ln of a. So what sort of questions can we get here? Well, say we have a question where it's ln of 7, let's say 2 ln of 3 equals ln of x, and we want to find x. So here we can rewrite this term as ln 3 to the power of 2. So this is in this form, and we've just changed it to this form by taking the number in the front, which is 2, and bringing it inside as the power, so 3 squared. And then we can write the rest as it is. At this point, we can use our first log rule, which is if you're adding two logs, it's the same as multiplying the brackets. So here we're going to get 7 times 3 squared is 9 equals ln of x. At this point, because we have one ln term on both sides, we can make this bracket, which is 7 times 9, which is 63, equal the bracket here, which is x. And we just have to check that all brackets are positive. So when you sub in 63 into x here, into the bracket here, that stays positive. So this is the correct answer. The next rule we want to know is that ln of 1 equals 0. So what sort of questions can you expect here? So you may see ln of 3x minus 2 equals 0, and then find x. So because we know that this equals 0, that means this bracket will equal 1. So we can just let 3x minus 2 equal 1. Now if we add 2 on both sides, we're going to get 3x equals 3. And then dividing by 3 on both sides, we're going to get x equals 1. Now the fifth log rule tells us that if you have ln of 1 over a, this is the same as negative ln of a. Say the question you have is ln 1 over 3 equals negative ln x plus 1. Well, now we can use this fifth rule to rewrite this as negative ln 3 and make that equal negative ln x plus 1. Now, because you've got negative ln on both sides, we can make the brackets equal each other. So we're going to get 3 equals x plus 1. If we minus 1 on both sides, we're going to get 2 equals x. So x equals 2. So these are the 5 log rules that we have in our toolkit. You can use these to rearrange your expression, to rearrange the question that you have to solve it. So ln a plus ln b equals ln a times b. ln a minus ln b equals ln a divided by b. ln of a to the power of b is the same as b times ln of a. ln of 1 over a is the same as negative ln a. So these two are really the same rule. This essentially is an example of rule 3. And then ln of 1 is always 0. The only thing that we need to keep in mind is when you're applying these rules, the logs need to have the same base. Either they all need to be log e, or also known as ln, or they all need to be log 4 or log 2, and so on.